The Harmony Project, and it's a pipeline art mapping project for the entire province. And we want to involve Indigenous, Anglophone, Francophone communities all up and down the over 400-kilometer route of the proposed energy east pipeline.
So what kind of artwork and where exactly would it go?
Well, the artwork is actually from the Wolastoq Nation, and we have taken a page from one of their creation stories, which talks of a large beast being killed by a tree that was felled. And the impressions of the large giant tree that originated from St. John Bay of Fundy area formed the river and the tributaries and all the ponds and lakes that we see of the St. John River. So we call it, it's sort of the tree of life, and it's very, I think, compelling for all of us, all of our communities here in this province, to highlight how sacred, how important water is to all of our communities.
So what do you think the artwork will do? What do you hope to achieve by putting artwork along the route?
Well, unfortunately, TransCanada, the government of New Brunswick, the National Energy Board have failed to provide even adequate information to these communities. They do not have easy to use and understandable maps. They have had no public meetings. There's been no risk and impacts of this province conducted through EIA. And so now the peoples of this province are taking charge. And the government has failed, TransCanada has failed. We have to build public awareness and the mobilization of opposition to this pipeline. And I must say, I deal firsthand with a lot of the landowners along the affected route. TransCanada has failed to even get a significant portion of them. There's a very small minority that have signed easement agreements. And I must say, all the Irving companies have not signed easement agreements with TransCanada. So you really have to wonder who's supporting this pipeline project. We have to build awareness. Most of the people don't know where this map, where this route is.
So what's the hope there, that people will see the artwork and then start asking questions?
That's right. And we encourage people to paint the artwork on trees along the pipeline route themselves in their own community, take a picture of it, upload to social media, and with a little description of why that watershed, water crossing, or area is important to you.
Will you need to, I guess, get permission from landowners in order to do that?
Of course. A lion's share of this route is through public lands, public right-of-way corridors with NB Power, and public lands owned by the province. You have a smaller percentage owned by private landowners. We know many of them. We hope many of them will participate.
How many pieces of artwork do you think you'll need?
There are over 280 crossings, water crossings. It really is up to the communities, which areas they want to physically go, mark a tree, and showcase what that area means to them.
And that's the main, would that be the main focus, where water crossings are?
I think that's usually where people are most concerned about the risks and impacts of the tar sands pipeline. This is a 42-inch pipeline. It's carrying 1.1 million barrels of tar sands bitumen each day. That's a big pipeline. So any water crossings that you're near, especially drinking water protected areas, are of major concern.
And just to be clear, the artwork, would it be something that someone might feel compelled to paint and then take out and put up there? Or is it something you want people to go out on the site, like you said, paint on a tree or something of that nature?
We want them to physically paint the very simple, stylized image onto the tree. It's more permanent, and I think that it's more respectful of the tree itself.
And you say a simple, stylized image. Is there a particular image that you want painted on?
Well, the Wolastoq, you see the Wolastoq image on our posters. And that's the image of the two people paddling in the canoe with the sky and the water above and below them. And that's the image we want them to paint.
Okay, and have any been done already?
No, but actually we're starting next week in southern New Brunswick We have a series of 4 town hall meetings for Energy East, and we're going to be going into communities surrounding Grand Lake, Washamoic Lake, Belle Isle Bay, Kennebecasis Bay, and the Bay of Fundy, and encouraging residents, directly affected landowners, communities to go out and start mapping the proposed pipeline route.
Do you know
Okay, thank
exactly?
you.
Do you know exactly where it's going to go across the St. John River?
The crossings are at watercourses at tributaries, not physically across the St. John River.
Not so. It's coming from Montreal. It's just going
Right.
to follow the St. John River. It's not going to go across.
Here in New Brunswick,
Yeah.
it's not physically crossing,
Okay.
but it's crossing 280 water crossings, most of which are tributaries leading directly into the St. John River.
Okay.